We should start out like a drum tech, like dum, 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 dum,
The most
dum,
listened to
dum,
random
yeah.
beats in a live show. The problem is like some bands, it's like, yo, they're gonna be on within 5 minutes. Some are like 25 minutes after that.
Yeah.
So like you're like, oh, good, we're at the next phase, but you also have no idea when the next phase, the one that you're actually looking for, is gonna happen.
You ever been to one where like the guitar tech is like, it's his moment. He's almost way too shreddy. Chung chung chung. There's a little one of those, like a little flourish thing. Like, I can't believe you're just the tech.
Yeah,
I know.
It's fine. I got a side thing if you want to know more about it. I don't. No, thank you. I'm here. I'm here to see many things that aren't you. There's a reason why you're the guitar tech.
Yeah. Did you ever? I remember going to Bonnaroo 08 and ostensibly there to see Metallica. So we stayed at the main stage like the whole day. So you're looking, you're watching all the bands. So there's like a good 25 to more in between.
Yeah.
There was like one of the Marleys, probably Jacob Marley, and like the Rock on Tours, Jack White's band.
You do realize Jacob Marley is the dead partner of Bob Cratchit in Christmas Carol, right? He was not one of Bob Marley's kids. Jacob Marley is a very, very different thing. So it's unlikely he was there because he's 120 years old, dead and not real. So maybe like Ziggy Marley, that's a decent chance. Damian Marley was the youngest one. He is more of like hip hop, but unlikely Jacob, but as you were.
You know what? Let's just start this thing.
I've confused my priorities. Isn't it supposed to come to me? Yes, this is how it's meant to be. Every little thing flashing on a screen. My daddy worked hard for this.
Yes. Good morning.
Hi.
I am unshowered. That's probably why I forgot the name of that performer.
That seems like a related thing.
I'm going for this no shower thing. I just started today.
I'm starting this morning. I try going every morning with the no shower thing.
Yeah.
No.
I've got to work after this. I was like, just get out. Let's get out of bed. I'll take my Athletic Greens, sponsor of every podcast, but not this one.
No, but I do know about Athletic Greens solely because of other podcasts.
I know. I tell people that. So I just finished my first month's worth and got another one. I feel like it's good. Good energy. It's helped me wean off the caffeine. But that's how I describe it to people. I'm like, yeah, I've been taking this stuff. Did you ever listen to a podcast ever? It's the thing that the advertisement on every single podcast that ever existed.
Yeah.
You got to be selective. Like, who do you want to choose as your promo code?
Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah. Same with
I like to go for the little guys.
You know who is the OG of that? Was 1-800-Flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was like Fleshlight.
If you went on 1-800-Flowers.com, like it was like every sports radio show.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Was sponsored. It was like, yo, type in Rome and get 20% off Mother's Day flower.
Type in Mike and Mike in the morning.
Exactly. Like literally it's type in.
Because like click on the microphone in the top right hand of the screen.
That's exactly it.
To tell you how you were referred.
Yeah.
Ah, man. The simple times, like 2010. God,
right. Oh,
you were
back
so
in
dumb.
The day.
Tech
What's
was
a
so
podcast?
Behind. Yeah, look at this dude, man. I was like, well, the only reason I shower most of the time is so I can make sure I don't have total bad head, but who cares?
Right. Yeah. Most people, but yeah.
I know. I mean, not you. You know what?
No, it's true. I don't. But I can tell.
So when I was 28, I was getting my haircut in Austin at a spot called Birds. And I was talking to the stylist, and I was like, man, yeah, just do whatever you can. That's always my joke. Just do whatever you can with it, you know. Just I don't got a lot to work with. Just like, well, you know, it's probably the most
Every
generic
balding
thing.
guy has ever
Yeah,
said that. Yes.
yeah. You know, just shave off the sides, just trim the top, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, she's like, how old are you? I was like, yeah, I'm 28, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping to make it, you know, to like 35 before I'm totally bald. She's like, 35? She's like, I'd say more like 32. And I was like, what? You can't say
Whoa,
that.
she shaved
You can't
years
say
off
that.
of your like playful
I
projection.
know. She just looked at it.
She went savage on you. Did you like in the words of Mrs. Doubtfire, did you not tip them?
Whoa.
Oh,
Bury the
yeah.
lead. Bury the lead. Wow. A strangely familiar
Jeff's wearing the
t-shirt.
graphic tee of graphic tees.
Wow. We got
Yeah.
merch.
There's merch.
There's one merch.
Odd merchandise.
One of one.
Merchandise. One merchandy.
Is that a birthday?
It is.
Yeah.
Yep. This
How
was.
did that graphic get on there? I mean, that seems like pretty high quality.
Right. It's yeah, I don't know the exact science of it, but this was given to me by my friends Steve and Allison. And so props to Steve and Allison and Kathy for helping with the Cricut manufacturing of the very first piece of swag. The strangely
So now
familiar
you're
swag.
like the guy wearing his own band shirt.
Podcasts are different.
Yeah, it is true.
Podcasts are different. That's not.
Yeah, I don't think society's decided yet.
No,
You
so
can
I
wear your
gotta
own podcast
come
shirt.
in. Yeah, I gotta come in when it's socially acceptable because there's no opinion yet.
Yeah.
So I don't think podcast shirts are a thing though. I don't see people, even the most I don't see Joe Rogan podcast shirts. I don't see the New Heights, like the Kelsey podcast shirts. Like podcast swag isn't even a thing in itself yet. So I actually think I'm laying groundwork.
Yeah, and I think if there is, maybe it's more like a comedian thing where it's just the shirt or the merch is like a saying or a reference to something versus just the actual entity itself.
It's true.
Like we could have one that says, this is too long. And then it'd be like, if you know, you know.
Right.
This is too long. Strangely familiar podcast.
I'll be honest with you. Shave 20 or so minutes off it.
Yeah.
And that's all it says.
Yeah. This shirt is 2 sizes too big.
Yeah. So yeah, it's you know, for those of you that are just listening and not watching, it's simply the kind of the title cover of our podcast. You know, the cassette and stuff.
It's the only thing, the only kind of graphic we have.
Yeah, really the only visual associated with the pod. It's that on a gray tee, on a heather gray tee.
But how does it feel? You know, what's that t-shirt material like?
It's good. It's I would say probably 100% cotton. I didn't check the tag. You know what I'm loving though? Nice tight
A good
neckline. Cuz I must have a large dome or t-shirts aren't meant to maintain this. Cuz I get like that. Remember the commercials with Michael Jordan and Haynes and the bacon neck? I've never forgotten that term. Like when the neck part gets too big and it starts getting weird.
Like down.
Yeah. So like right now,
it's a V-neck, but it's not supposed to be.
Exactly. Like right now, it's solid because this is its inaugural wear.
Mm-hmm.
So, I got this for the birthday, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm just gonna rock that for the pod. So yeah.
I used to live next to a kid, some brothers, and I don't think you knew them too well. You know, it's after once I started hanging out with you, it was basically the neighborhood kids who you play like t-ball with in the backyards or kickball. Their last name was the La Flames, and I'm not afraid to say that because I don't think they'd be listening or where they would even be.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the little brother. There's 2 brothers. They were the kind of kids that, like when you're playing tag and you're running, you're about to get him, they would call timeout. You'd be like, timeout. Then they go, time in, but they start running. They take like 3 steps and say time in and be like, what are we even doing here? Or if you did tag them, they'd start crying and say that you like hurt them, like that kind of thing, or run home to mom. Like anytime they like mildly lost in any game, they would complain or cry kind of thing, or try to cheat, or they would just open their eyes during hide and seek counting. Like, all
that
the
is the worst.
All the stuff.
The opening the eyes where you're like, you're effing peeking. your peeking is literally one of the most jacked up accusations you can make. So like you need to make sure you're doing it,
Yeah.
but seeing it happen, you're just like, I effing knew it. I effing knew it. There's no way you knew I was under this pile of clothes in this closet. No way.
Or like the kids at Marco Polo who'd get out of the pool, like anything, any kind of like little kid bullshit. But it also kind of like made us want to hit them with the kickball in the head, like if we were going to tag them, like really
Also
beam them.
true.
Yeah. But the younger brother, he must have been like whatever 7, 8. He used to chew the front of his t-shirts so bad, like the front would be just wet
Just
and
gnaw
chewed
on
and
'em.
so stretched out every day. But he did it on every shirt, so they just never bought him new shirts. So every day you'd see him, he'd have a shirt that was like chewed on and like watered, and, like teeth marks. He just
Yes.
have it in his mouth all day, and if he didn't, it was just stretched out really. It was just kind of one of the grossest memories, I guess. I feel like I don't remember a lot of things like before I was, around 10 years old, but that one sticks with me. So congratulations, Jason LaFlame. You are the Strange Familiar Listener of the Week.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
If you're still alive, and if you're alive, if you're listening.
Oh man, so gross.
Oh,
So how was the
awful.
the parental visit this week? Ken and Sharon coming into town.
Yeah, it's always interesting.
I imagine they
man.
stay with you too, right?
They do. They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. You got to make sure you have somewhere to go to eat.
Do you do more like go out places or? All right.
Yeah, because that's Dad's idea of a good time. Like that's is finding he's like, oh, taking, did you find a good place to eat? That's going to be texted to me at no later than a week before they arrive. Yeah, like we're talking, there's sometimes where I get weeks and weeks in advance. Hey, make sure, and it's always like I've never done it before. Hey, make sure you find somewhere good for us to eat. Oh, well, I'm going to have to cancel the plans at the crap factory that I booked because it's awful, and that's why I booked it. Yeah. So, all right, well, moving on. So I got to do that, and he acts like we all don't know what. Like, Dad, we also know that we're going to go somewhere where you're going to find something that you want. My dad is a very picky eater, but it's like I'm not going to subject myself to you not liking something on the menu. So obviously I'm going to pick somewhere you like. But then he'll also go like as we're driving, I think it was as we were driving on the way to dinner, he was like, so where are we going? And I'm like,
oh,
even if I tell you, you're not going to remember by the time we get there. And also, it's not going to mean anything to you because you're not from here. Yeah. So, like, I'm not taking you to Applebee's. Yeah. So, like, I tell him, I'm like, all right, we're going to Cinder Bar. Oh. And, like, he shakes his head as if, like, to say, like, oh, I've never heard of it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I know you've never heard of it because you're not from here. And it's all like, everything's baffling. Well, like after dinner, it'll be like, oh, you know what, Jeff, that was actually a really good place. Like, I'm like, yeah, I enjoy it. That's why I went there. And I also know what you will and will not eat. So that's also why I went there. I'm like, I don't gamble. I'm a gambling man, but I don't gamble when it comes to feeding my father because he's a picky eater and I'm not going to hear the end of it. Yeah. No, Dad. Trust me. If I'm going somewhere, they're going to have a burger. If they have French onion soup for an entree.
What's the closest you have to a cheeseburger?
Doesn't even matter. Yeah. It could be the dog days of summer. It could be August 3rd, 95 degrees and sweltering heat with humidity. And my dad will be like, oh, good, they have French onion soup. I'm going to order me some French onion soup for lunch in the beating. We could be sitting outside. And he'd be like, yeah, I think French onion soup's the right move. And I swear, like, even though it's it's normal for places to have things on year round for the menu, I feel like they'd be like the cooks in the back are probably like, you accidentally entered in French onion soup. No one's eating French onion soup today. And they have to explain, like, no, this guy's going to rock his French onion soup. Yep.
Dude, that happens in Wegmans at the sub shop. Like if it's on a nice day, like when it starts getting summery and like 85, 90 degrees out, it's so busy because nobody wants to cook.
Right.
They come in to get subs. So I have to jump in sometimes because it's like, it's just too busy. So I'll go in and then I eat, like 1 out of 4 people is like, hey, can I get a hot meatball sub? And I'm like, what?
I was
A
gonna
hot
say,
meatball sub.
and now there is now I don't understand the science behind it, but I was gonna say, I'm like, there's a difference between getting like a cheesesteak
Yeah,
and a hot meatball sub.
Yeah.
Like hot meatball sub
that's
is not indicative of like summer.
Let's go eat this on the patio. Yeah, get the sunblock on, jump into a hot meatball sub.
Right. Like,
Ooh, yeah.
oh my God, it's so hot out. You know what I could go for? A massive bowl of spaghetti. Like
Yeah,
that's
melty
what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
I'm
something to weigh me
yep.
down,
When I think
really cook me from the inside.
when I think hot summer days, I think
Mhm.
everything Italian food.
I want to sweat marinara in the pool.
Right. Dude, so I mean, other than that, we try to keep occupied. Caitlin's mom, and with the help of Caitlin and Sharon, all through like a gathering on Saturday where it was a little rainy, so some people were outside, but I played a solid 6 hours worth of cornhole in the driveway.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Are
love
you?
playing cornhole.
I mean, I gotta imagine. Are you in the top tier of the athletes?
For backyards. For
Yeah.
backyards, I'd put myself as a top quartile athlete of cornhole. Now that being said, some friends and I and Caitlin went and joined a bar league last year because there's a bar like 3 blocks away that we could walk to, and it was something to have planned for weekdays. Holy crap! It was considered a rec league. So probably, I think, so you play first to you play 5 games. I think 5 games every week. And each game, for those of you that don't know, each game goes up to 21. First to 21. We won 1 game over the course of like 12 weeks. So like maybe 60 games. 60 games, we won 1 game. And outside of that game, we probably scored under 21 points collectively. Dude, people just, there's being good at cornhole, and then there's playing competitions, and I'm like, oh, that's right. And it literally was not even fun. I'm like, you took
You're
a game
actually
that's
below average.
Nah, hold on. I said casually going into backyards and playing.
Right.
Not every backyard, they're Uber champion assembling at a bar. That's different.
That's
That
true.
is different.
It is a very self-selected league.
If I go to a backyard party and play cornhole, I'm confident.
Yeah. Well, do you ever watch, especially around 4th of July now, when they have all the Ocho events?
Sure.
On the cornhole. Cornhole's
yeah.
featured. Yeah, it's wild. Like, pretty much they're nailing everyone right in the center now. Yeah. And just pure athleticism. Just guys that look like you and me.
The problem is when you're so good, you've taken the entire sport and mastered it. Like, it's weird. You've almost it almost has to stop being interesting if you're that good.
They don't make it look fun either. It just looks like
it looks like a hassle.
Yeah.
Like
they don't even look like they're having fun. Just at least dart. I mean, even in darts, like they look like it's fast, but they'll get excited. I feel like whenever I watch the Johnsonville Cornhole Championships on ESPN, just a couple of portly fellas out there.
It's the
like
new
they're in their backyard.
It's the new bowling.
Yeah. And they couldn't care less.
So that was neat.
Are there tourist attractions in Summerdale, or do you go to Philly? Like, do they want to do anything?
I mean, we've taken them into downtown Philly. That was kind of a nightmare. Taking my dad around Philadelphia with not really having direction. He's not really a meander person. So you need a better game plan. But we've gone, I took him to like Independence Hall, and, but in general, I mean, going into Philly, we can take the train into Philly. Summerdale is too small of a township. Like think like the size of Summerdale is, think of like maybe something slightly larger than like downtown, like Brutus, Weedsport. Like it's a small town in general.
Wow.
So there's nothing. It's small. It doesn't offer itself anything. But
do they have an Arby's?
We do have an Arby's.
Yes,
we do, and they have the meats. But I mean, yeah, there's not stuff to do. But again, my mom, within an hour of arriving, she's like, all right, I'm going to go for a walk. And she'll just walk around my neighborhood just for something to do, get some exercise and stuff. But literally within an hour of being at the house, she's like, I'm going to go to walk before we go to dinner. So
Nice.
she just leaves.
Getty been in the car for a few hours.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, this is my vacation too. I'm just gonna go walk by myself.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that.
But yeah, we
So is it like board games? What do you do? Hang out, watch
Scrabble.
movies?
Played Scrabble.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you guys watch Jeopardy as a family?
We did. When we got back from dinner on Friday, because we DVR Jeopardy, we watched Jeopardy. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Did you wear your hoodie?
I did not. That's the problem with a summer birthday. It's just
That's
too damn
true.
hot to wear the hoodie. So, but that thing's going to be sported a lot. Yeah, I mean, overall it was good. But also did get some. My mom, because Caitlin's mom asked for some, she wanted some like childhood pictures to like put up around the house. So my mom brought some, and
that's funny. My roommate Sarah in Texas also wrote my mom to get childhood pictures because she wanted to, in our house. She wanted to put up childhood pictures. I would never ask that. I never have, but she my mom sent them to her.
So like,
oh wow,
look at that gem.
Prom studs. Oh, I wish that was clear. We'll have to. You'll have to take pictures of these. Oh, that's pretty good. Dude,
so yeah,
wow, my hair is way too slicked.
Oh
my hair's better now.
It is.
My balding head is better
there's
now.
Like little like curls on the hair.
I don't even know what's going on there. Yeah, I've seen that. Oh my word!
This is
at least we want the classic black tux.
These are photos at Matt's parents' house. Phenomenal decor as well. But yeah, we're both kind of just rocking our prom tuxes. Went classic black.
So Tuxedo Junction?
Most likely Tuxedo Junction. Probably got the good.
That's a mall tux for sure.
Yeah. I mean, got its bow tie because listen, people weren't doing vests. It was still bow ties and cummerbunds were more popular.
Wear what you really wanted to.
Yeah.
We were still caught between tradition and expressing yourself.
That's correct.
Our generation.
Yeah. It was not about expressing yourself. This actually, would this have been junior prom? Perhaps.
I have no idea.
Now, I don't know.
I don't even know if I went to junior prom. Did I?
We did.
Idea.
We took grandma's car.
I thought that was for senior.
No, senior we took the limo.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Oh yeah.
You were there.
Bon Jovi in the limo.
That's correct.
Right. Yeah.
Now, I don't know who recommended this one, but here's a gem. We went for like the Bond look of back to back with folded arms. That happened. Someone,
wow.
I gotta say that was your mom's suggestion. Maybe your dad's, but we went back to back, looking at the camera to the side with arms folded, folks, like as if we were some childish James Bond. So yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty confident this is junior prom.
Wow, that is
and then
tough. That's tough to look at.
Here's a random picture from my graduation party in my basement.
Because those were like ill-fitting suits, obviously. It's like you get the suit that's closest.
Yeah.
And
here's just, I don't know. My mom was taking pictures. Here's a picture of Matt enjoying some pizza wearing a shirt and tie in my basement.
Why am I wearing a shirt and tie? And I have khakis on?
There's more.
Is this after a band concert or something?
I don't know, but that's Mark. That's half of Mark's face. What
would I have been doing that I would have been wearing a shirt and tie? Dude, that haircut's pretty awesome. I gotta say, it's not pretty 90s.
You couldn't rock that again if you wanted to.
No, I couldn't. That's for sure.
The best is the pizza is one of Sharon Warden's like homemade pizzas.
Dude, look at this Mountain Dews, root beers.
Yeah,
we live in it.
Oh yeah, mug root beer cans, the old Mountain Dew ones. That's one of the best things to do with old pictures. I guess there was a lot of more of the junior prom ones that I thought. I think I have some others downstairs, but maybe we'll work them in. It's so weird
to see memories or to be told. Like when you tell me stories, sometimes still too now, and I'm like, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah,
like somehow
the stories are always interesting because our memories are very weird, and like we'll forget segmented stories that are more storytelling stories, like build-ups to something hilarious or something like that. We'll forget some of those, but you ever notice how like your brain will remember the kid chewing on his shirt?
Yes.
Like your brain chooses to grasp onto like really irrelevant stuff, and you're like, oh, I forget shit that I need to know for like tests or in this current world, my occupation. But you are holding on to this nonsensical piece of my life 35 years later. Like, it's really weird. I don't understand.
Yeah, I just replace, presidents and states that I learned in a song are now replaced with, just builds for Apex and Dead by Daylight and, really important things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, history, you're gone.
Yeah, lyrics come back. Sorry,
not really.
No,
I've never really been much of a lyrics person. I mean, if I go to karaoke, I have to look at the screen, even if it's a song I've done forever. I gotta read the whole thing.
Yeah, that's karaoke's very different, but yeah, I'll belt out lyrics that I'm like, oh, I guess I still know this.
But last night, actually, so it's my nephew's birthday. We were gathered at my folks' place. My sister, my younger sister, and my dad. We were outside. We basically invented a game, which is very childhood like too. We had like a broom handle and a bunch of like stress balls for some reason. So we just played a version of stickball in the backyard, and we're listening to Amazon Alexa play music. For some reason, my sister was like, "Play Hulk Hogan theme song." Just started going. And it was just, the real I am a real, and you're just like, whoa! I'm just like getting this energy, and we just started like pantomiming, reenacting like every kind of Hogan move that we remember. Yeah. So I would, even the small ones, not just the poses, but then I do like the, when he gets his back scratched, like like the walk and the the little walk you do,
then, like a crappy raptor, walk.
The head, just the pre-pump up and maybe the eye rake. So all these like little minor moves that would be in every Hogan match.
Sure.
My dad was like, aren't you glad your kids remember this out of everything from their childhood? This is what sticks with us, is all of Hogan's moves in the ring, his whole performance. And we did, just stuck. I don't know why. That's the stuff that is imprinted on my brain.
Yeah, I mean, some of it's because of pop culture. And it's like, I think stuff gets pushed on us more than we even know. I mean, think of like, if I go up to someone and I start saying like, if you have long-term payments, but you need cash now, they probably are going to go, say J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
877 no.
Why? We're 7-year-old kids. We don't have a long-term payment or an annuity. I don't know what an annuity is, but it's a lyric of a commercial that I hear.
A lot of daytime TV.
Yeah. Right.
I saw a commercial online yesterday for Breyers Viennetta. It was the ice cream. It would look like a brick, but it was like supposed to be the fancy ice cream that you slice.
Yes.
Slice off.
Yeah.
And they put it in like, it looked like Fancy Feast.
It was like, it was like serving. Ice cream loaf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like super, super fancy. I'll here. You know what? It's worth it. It's so
Breyers Vienna. So now Breyers still exists, but yeah, what happened to the Vienna log? Like they were like, listen, I mean, people know what ice cream is.
I remember being a kid and thinking like, this must cost $1 million.
Right, the height of luxury. Yeah, like, Mom, for my birthday, can I just get a Breyers Vienna log?
All right, I gotta pull this up.
It is. Man.
It's worth it. Because I watched it and I was like, holy shit, this is an unlocked memory. Unlocked core memory.
How did you come across this?
It was on Instagram. It's probably on one of those things that shares, how it shares
nostalgia stuff.
90s, whatever nostalgia.
Yeah. Breyers has created a spectacular ice cream dessert called Viennetta. But despite its delicious,
it's served in a martini glass.
Like, no thanks. Everybody's clearly wearing tuxedos.
With one
it's supposed to be super
problem.
Fancy.
Wait, here it comes.
Oh, we all want it.
Viennetta from Breyers. One slice
What
is
But
in
it's
the
never
like
world?
enough.
Breyers, so it's like, I mean, Breyers makes Reese's cup ice cream, and
Right.
oh, YouTube's still going. But I just remember, I mean, I honestly remember seeing that and be like, I will never get to taste that because that is so fancy. Like that is like when you're a kid. I mean, obviously you don't know, but I was like, that must cost $1,000 that ice cream. I wouldn't even ask my mom for that.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but if you want to go uber regal, what you usually want to do is more like symphonic classical style music. They went
Yeah.
more sexy. Is it
Yeah, that's more
sexy
porny
and
for sure.
yeah? Is it like luxurious but also kind of seductive? Like, oh,
Yeah.
if you want to please someone in your life, get them a Viennetta log.
Yeah.
Drop them
Ooh,
the old
Viennetta log.
Viennetta log.
It
Hey,
writes
Jeff,
itself.
where are you going? I'll be back in 10 minutes. I got to drop a Viennetta log.
Yeah. Ooh, baby.
Classic. That's good, man.
Um,
Everyone loves the
core
nostalgia
memory
TVs.
unlocked.
Yep, core memory unlocked.
Sometimes it's a delicate balance though, because I'll see a lot of those nostalgia things and be
Mhm.
like, sometimes I mean, everything that's online is for clicks and impressions and likes. So it's like,
Yeah, everything's fake.
that's the whole part of it. So I'm not necessarily knocking that in a way, but how many videos are there just play an old song that just show you Super Nintendo and like some kind of random show that you'll remember, and it's like, okay, you're just listing things. This is basically like the country song of nostalgia. Like it's not. I'd rather like I want to experience. I want to be there. I want to be in the Vienna commercial. I don't want you to tell me. I want to show, don't tell.
Mhm.
So don't just throw in a bunch of stuff. Don't just throw in a bunch of Nintendo games. I can see that whenever I want.
You ever see nostalgia
Let me
stuff?
be there.
Those clickbait nostalgia things. You ever see one? And there's like 7,000 comments on it. It's been liked 900,000 times, and you go, I've never seen this fucking thing a day in my life. Like, and you're like, what,
Yeah.
where was I? Like, and someone's like, what? It was 1995. I'm like, I was 12. I was doing nothing other than watching TV. Where
I was
was
peak
I?
TV.
Yeah. How did I miss this? Why don't I, or do I remember it, but now it's forgotten?
Yeah.
Like, what, did I own this toy? Why is this so popular? Why are there so many people commenting on it? Maybe and then you're like trying to like reassure yourself. You're like, no. I know what Facebook's doing. Someone paid to have like these bots comment on it and stuff. And this never actually happened. Like the Sinbad, Kazam or Shazam movie with Sinbad, that never happened. The Mandela effect. So you just start questioning life as itself. But yeah, I mean, I like nostalgia, just the stuff I remember. And I have a pretty good memory for nostalgia stuff.
I was telling somebody a story about you the other day from that era, and I'd be curious to know if this is still a practice for you. We were talking about.
I had a lot of.
I think I was talking about how we were like, I was like a latchkey kid, and she was like, "What's latchkey kid?" I was like, "Oh, it's when you went home and your parents were working or they weren't home. So that's what they call it. You just, you go home, especially like, you just have a few hours, watch TRL or something like that, or." But in middle school, like if we had a half day, we'd always go right behind the school and walk over to McDonald's because I got all day to kill now.
Yeah.
I told them, oh, this is how we started talking about it, because we were talking about, because I was kind of making fun of her. I mean, I think it's funny when people eat yogurt like they're on a commercial, like they turn their spoon upside down. And I was like, why do you do that? You're eating like it's a commercial. Like, how do you, it goes in there the same way. But, and then she's like, well, I also eat my cheeseburgers upside down. And then I was like, okay. So speaking of the half days at McDonald's, I have a friend who we'd go to McDonald's on these half days, whenever we each get quarter pounder or whatever, the meal, and he would eat his food in this order. He would eat all of his fries first with no ketchup, right? Did you have ketchup? If you did, it wasn't like heavily used.
No,
maybe you did, but
I only dipped. I never poured ketchup. If I put ketchup, I dipped.
Yeah. So eat all the fries first, and then for the burger, he would take off the top bun with the ketchup and onions on it, maybe a pickle, and just eat the top bun upside down, and then eat the rest of the burger just open faced, essentially.
No, it was a full deconstruct.
Yeah.
Burgers from top and bottom bun. So I would eat the meat patties by themselves.
Oh, okay.
And the breads, each bread item separately.
I can't
I
believe you
don't
didn't get put into therapy
I
then.
don't do it anymore. I don't know when I stopped, but yeah, I mean, I did that for years. I did that for a long time with fast food burgers, and I don't know why. I didn't do it at home. I ate burgers normal at home. I'd ate them normal if I went to a sit down restaurant. Fast food burgers, for some reason, I deconstructed.
I don't know. Did it taste better? Was it like an OCD thing? Like, did you not like all the
It
ingredients
tasted
together? I remember
Yeah,
seeing it the first
I think
time,
that
and
was
then
part of it. Is like it tasted different. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of like now. And what was weird is like the bottom bun. The bottom bun had a slight remnants of maybe degraded cheese off of the
that
burger,
adds up.
but
Yeah.
no ketchup or mustard or pickles or onions. So it was just a piece of bread. But that got its own show. And then the top of the bun, yeah, you're eating it like a piece of like toast with butter on it. So like the topping side is up and the dry side's down. You're kind of like trying to munch it that way. And of course, like you got greasy fingers, so you had to have like napkins on hand for like the burger parts. Um, but yeah, and to this day, I very, 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 very rarely eat my side through the same process as the burger.
Just all up front.
It's burger or any sandwich food. It's if the sandwich comes with a side, then they are being eaten separately. Sometimes I go side first, still, but a lot of the times I'll go burger first and then the side. But I do not eat. I don't take a bite of burger, then have a couple fries, take a bite of burger, have a couple fries. No, everything has its direct order.
Oh man. So is that a story that you've shared with people? Like, is that kind of like, oh,
No,
here's something that's quirky about me?
Nope, I
No.
completely forgot. And that's actually like I work in icebreaker world, all right? I work in training in a big corporation. So like icebreakers
Yeah.
are a thing. I got to remember the disassembled burger cuz yeah, that's something weird, HR appropriate, but also is going to make people think that you're capable of possibly being insane.
Yeah, you could turn that into some like allegory on teamwork or something like that for sure. Putting all the pieces
No,
together.
nah. Fuck it. Just a weird kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's no reason to get into that. Yeah, man. I mean, oh, yeah, that's weird. I don't know. I don't know
I
where that
still to
started.
this
And
day,
yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
to this day, I still have not had a Big Mac in my life.
No, you're
Yeah,
gonna ride that one
and
into
I
the
don't know if it's
sunset.
worth it.
Well, no,
What's
it's
that?
not now. I said you're gonna ride that one into the sunset.
Might as well at this
Yeah,
point. I
it's
mean, I
like
rarely fast food's not a big part of my life, um, and even and especially here because like in Texas we had like a burger place called P. Terry's that was like it's just they use good ingredients. It was drive through. It was like old timey, like you had milkshakes, and it was good. So I that was the spot to go. But here it's it's all the major, so the
what was the
McDonald's,
name
Wendy's,
again?
BK's,
P.
P.
Terry's.
Terry's it's called. Yeah, so it's a burger
Is
spot.
that a
Just started
word
there.
or like the letter P
P. Oh,
and
letter
then
P. Yeah,
and
yeah.
then Terry's like
Terry's
Terry?
like if somebody's name was like Paul Terry,
Oh,
but I
so
don't know what it is
apostrophe
actually.
S. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Someone named
But
P.
really good
Terry.
burgers, great double
Okay.
burgers,
Okay.
great
Ooh.
fries,
Mm-hmm.
great milkshakes,
Mhm.
and they'd give little dog treats to your dog if you wanted it.
Did you tell them that you
But
had a dog so you could get the dog treats?
I did, and I
'Cause that
ate them
sounds
up
like
in the car by
that
myself.
sounds like where
Nom,
that
nom,
story
nom,
was
nom.
going. They're like, and if you told them you had a dog, they'd give you dog treats. Matt, you never owned a dog.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know. Wink.
Wink. But here, yes, I don't know when I would ever do it. Now, honestly, if I would ever do fast food, probably a Taco Bell bitch, honestly. Give me that cheesy gordita crunch.
Yeah.
That fulfills a lot of areas. You get the salty, you get the savory, you get the cheese. That's all I'm really looking for. But maybe I'll give the Big Mac a try one of these. I don't know. I just don't. I think it's going to
Nah.
underwhelm. I think I'm okay not knowing.
The burgers,
ultimately.
the burgers of burger joints aren't what's up. It's still the fries are the driving force as much as
Fries
they
and
are a
milkshake.
side.
Yeah.
Like the fries are the driving force. Where you'd be like, if you went and got like you don't crave, I don't think necessarily the fast food burger, but if you still get that good order of fries from a place you're like, That hit. Or like you say, milkshake. You dip a fry into a milkshake. You go that
Oh
route.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice. I always thought those people were insane, but I get it. It's good. It's good. Salty sweet.
When I left the University of Texas in 2013,
Mm-hmm.
my plan. You can tell this is the plan of somebody that has no direction, doesn't know what they're going to do next, but is just leaving a job. I was going to open a French fry food truck. I was going to call it Just Fries. I still think it's a good idea to this day.
It's
I made up a logo.
Idea.
It was like the logo was. I'll find a picture of it and add it into this.
Please.
But it was like a bag of fries, and then it'd be like the buildings from the skyline of Austin and the fries. Like you could pick them out. I was like, this is so clever. It's basically the business writes itself. It's done. Right. I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to do the fries anymore. I
don't even know what a potato looks like, but I got this logo, and that's what people are going to buy it for.
But I started doing it. I got a fryer at home. I stared like cutting my own potatoes, like putting them in water, like just doing different sizes and cuts. Okay. And I got really into like different seasonings. And I was really into it. And then I like downloaded a thing to make a business plan. I looked into LLC. I was looking into the cost. I was like, I can't do this. I don't know how to do this. Should have thought of this before. This costs a lot of money and needs a lot of knowledge that I don't have. So I was like, oh well, it was a good idea. But the concept. I'll go back to this. I mean, the food trucks were exploding too. I mean, they already were probably in the, right around 2010 in Austin. But the idea, who doesn't want just fries? We'd have all the different cuts: waffle fries, curly, just straight, crispy, all the different toppings you can want, whether it's cheese, different kinds of mustards, barbecue, ketchup, hot sauce.
Now, do you cut it off at no meats, because meats is a whole different realm to have to engage
probably, in? Yeah. I mean, maybe we could do a special like once a month, do like if you want to do like the extra, do a little extra stuff. But then have French fries a la mode. So you get just some good ice cream.
Big scoop of ice cream with it.
Yeah.
That's really
see, that's a good idea, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, 40 is the new 30.
Listen, okay, so now I have a proposition for you.
Okay, wow.
How much extra money do you have right now? Yeah. How much money can you throw away in your life right now? I have a plan.
Okay. All right.
We're going to put it in front of my house.
Yeah.
It still seems like it'd be really fun. I work with a guy who's like, yeah, my dream job is to just cook burgers on a beach, like have a little food cart
stand
burger thing. Yeah. And then someone's like, yeah, and you could just walk it up and down the beach. She's like, no, I just stand there in one spot and people would come to me. I would just be on the beach drinking a beer and selling burgers. I'm like, that is a dream job. That really is.
Yeah, I mean, it is a dream job.
But yeah, just fries.
Okay.
And I, in a way, I don't think I've seen anything exactly like it. I mean, I'm sure there's spots that do, like maybe really good fries. And of course, there'd be different kinds, like sweet potato.
Sure.
Maybe you can experiment with that kind of thing. But ultimately, really should be an easy setup. I need to talk to some people.
I think
I can still make this happen.
I would love to see more very, very, very specific eateries open up.
That's where you got to go now, because
I'm tired of everyone offering everything. Stop it. You don't need to. Like, people are going to, like, if you're like, oh, well, people eat it. It's like, yeah, but people want to know you do one thing right. Like, yeah, I want to know that you can make fries better. Like, and that's what food trucks generally, in Buffalo at least, they're not as popular down here in the immediate South Jersey area, but in Buffalo, food trucks are very popular. And that's what a lot of them did, is there was like the cheesecake food truck. Like, it literally only sold cheesecake. That it did nothing else. Maybe a bottle of water. But like, yeah, fries and like I want specific
I got limited space
from my food truck. Right. It almost forces them to do it, but I respect that and I like that. And I think that's why you get really some food trucks that have phenomenal products, because it's like, no, that's all they do. So they can focus on that.
Yeah. I used to love, in Austin, they had a few of these, several of these spots where you go in and it'd be just a food court or food court of food trucks. And you'd walk and there'd be like 15 of them, like picnic areas, people hang out, dogs, all that. You just pick. Everybody gets whatever they want. There's like a Thai food one with subs. There's one called Mighty Cone. where they put everything into like basically like a waffle cone, but it could be like fried avocado or like little chicken nuggies or something. You know, they basically had a bunch
but
of like
just
little snack
everything
foods that they put into a cone.
everything's
Yeah,
just served in a cone.
yeah. But then it became, then there was like Detroit style pizza via 313, the spot that was amazing, and they almost got they're almost too good. Like people really figured out how to like handle a small space,
Yeah.
but do their one thing really good. But fries, I'm telling you, dude, I got to reconsider. I got to revisit fries. You know, I'm older, I'm wiser.
If my brother Dave is listening, there's a business venture for you. He'll be retiring soon, and he was throwing around the idea of an ice cream truck, but with like advanced stuff like GPS and being able to like show people where you are and where you're planning on, like what your route's going to be,
Ooh, so you can follow them online.
so that people could like anticipate with an app where you are and what time around you're going to be at their area and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean fries, man.
Yeah, and you can fit like 5 kids in the truck.
What was that?
Really going what?
What's up? Matt's like,
What?
yeah, but is there a bike rack and like so for the
He's
Huffies?
learned so much as a state police officer.
Oh, you're an investigator, so you deal with this kind of shady stuff. Okay, well.
Let's talk 3 words.
Okay.
That I had to look up last night.
Okay, good, because I still don't remember what they are because evidently I threw out my piece of paper. But I have a notepad that I'm ready.
So last week's words were repeat, upset, divide. And I remember my repeat joke made you upset.
Yes.
Did you try it on anybody this week?
No. I told you,
Dude,
I don't even
tell you,
remember
I'm gonna try
what
it
I
with
didn't even
today.
remember what they were. How am I going to try it?
It goes, Pete and Repeat were brothers. Pete and Repeat went fishing. Pete fell off the boat. Who's left? Repeat. Dude, I can't believe you never. That was when I was editing the podcast and listened to that part again. I couldn't believe you'd never done that.
Well,
that must have been before our meeting, because I guess it. You know,
listen,
what,
man, it never came up on a nostalgia page, so
yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, dude, what if I'm gonna make that as a reel? Hey, you're a '90s kid. If you knew this joke, share it.
That's really
also,
a terrible idea, but a great idea.
Home Alone a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Share this.
Technology, so good. You can't even tell we're 40. We're hip.
I couldn't repeat, upset, divide. I was kind of thinking, I had written this as a note in my phone a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a long time ago when I was stoned on something, but I just wrote the word goblin. not in the context of like Goblin D's, but goblin, because I was like, do you ever repeat a word so many times that it loses its meaning, or you don't remember what it means, or you don't even know? So I would just say like goblin. This is the worst word to do this with, but goblin. Say any word a bunch of times, and you're like clutter, 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 clutter. And you say it enough, it's like, wait, what does that mean again? Why does it sound like that? It doesn't even sound like what it's supposed to sound like, and you get like, you almost dissociate the sound from the word. Do yourself, if you want to like just trip without like taking anything, just do that for a while with any kind of unusual word. And it's kind of bizarre. It's like, where did that word even, what does it mean again? Why does goblin mean goblin? Goblin. 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 Goblin.
I guess
that's all I got.
Yeah, I don't know if it's much of a story, but kind of an internal concept. So when I look at these three words, and I think about what's just come to mind is like my college career. We were always saying, like, people are like, oh yeah, you're a super senior and everything. I'm like, that's insinuating that I had it planned out, and then the last year I messed up and had to repeat that. I'm like, that's not how it worked. I think the way when I analyzed it is I was a freshman for 1 year. I was a sophomore for 5 semesters. I was a junior for 3 semesters and a senior for 1 year and one class in a semester. Like that's how it broke up. So, but it was weird. Because to remind you is that I had friends. So I had friends from my freshman year of college that I was close with. And then I joined a fraternity at the end of my freshman year of college. So when I went through my long stint at community college for 3 semesters, I went back in fall of 2005, went back to Oswego. Now, mind you, for all the capable people, when we started in fall of 01, a lot of those people graduated in spring 05. So that was a really weird time for me to go back.
It's kind of a standard timeline, not super, but
yeah. But the 4-year people were gone. So like I had gone back previously and they were all still there. I was behind on classes, obviously, but the people were very much the same. Now I had gone, removed myself, went back, and a lot of it had changed. And like a lot of my friends that I knew from freshman year had graduated. They were starting careers. And I'm like, I felt I almost didn't feel as disjointed from them when I joined a fraternity. I didn't feel as disjointed from them when I failed out the first time. But now going back, I'm like, I still have a lot of college to do. And these people are like moving on to like careers. And it was really hard. It put a divide almost, I think, emotionally for me to them. And I kind of, you start resenting them for being like, oh, like not big shots as in like they've done something major accomplished, but it's like you're now in a very different world than I am. And I started resenting them for it, even though they never portrayed that against me. So I think I put up those barriers myself. But that was a really weird time, that fall 05, because I was going back and like I just felt more and more removed, even if I was passing classes and stuff. The older I was getting and staying in college and seeing new people come in, and it's like, oh, now I'm 23 and this person in college is 18, and now I'm 24 and this person's 18. And like you just like people just keep coming in and you just feel more and more disjointed. So then when I was done, when I left school, then I'm trying to get a career started. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't have my degree yet. So I don't know what I can even get started in. And that's why, like, all of a sudden I had my little freak out epiphany, if you will, moved to North Carolina to see if I could, like, do something different down there. But I needed to, like, give myself a hard reset. And then I moved back and then I got the job in Buffalo. And I kept going through these changes. But I felt like I was always playing catch up because of that underlying feeling I had in 05, where it really jacked me up because I felt like I put in that social divide amongst myself with people who I was equals with, and I let them like cruise right past me and like leave me in the dust. That being said, there's still a good amount of people and close friends that I like to catch up with from freshman year. So if anyone's listening, John, Corey, Ed, Vic, these are guys that we're really close with, and I have a special bond with, and I don't get to talk to them or even see them annually. But we check in with each other on birthdays, stuff like that, and we've repaired that, and I feel like I'm one of their equals and stuff like that. But for over a decade, I felt like it was awkward and like I was like playing catch up to them. So interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting kind of feeling because I think I've had that, like, especially when I left my job at UT before not starting my French fry business.
Sure.
When I didn't have anything to do, it was like I was leaving, but it was more just because like I wasn't a fit there. Like I wasn't enjoying it. I wouldn't say I was productive towards the end because I just didn't like doing it, and I didn't feel like I belonged with these people that would come in and were really passionate about it and were really into it. And I don't think I was carrying my weight. I mean, I definitely wasn't. That's why I was like, I mean, I gave myself like whatever it was, 6 months, 5 months, and be like, once this school year ends or whatever, I'm gonna go because I don't, like I was like, you guys can do better than me. Like I don't know, like I felt bad, and to me, it kind of felt like a failure because I was
I'm supposed to
like I'm
like
supposed
this.
to do better, and then like I kind of lost contact with a lot of those people too. Except, and ultimately, I mean, there's a couple now that I would probably still could reach out to, but because they would still like hit me up in the first year after, like, hey, do you want to meet up for this? You want to do that? And I kind of wouldn't answer. I would dodge it because I'd be like, I felt like a failure, in that space. So I was like, I wouldn't answer because it's like, why would they want to hang? I feel like I don't know, like they're like patronizing me or something like that.
Yeah,
Or
dude.
it's
That's
like
exactly what I'm
my
talking
mind couldn't
about.
comprehend that they just wanted to hang out with me or like, see me or like be a human being with me and do stuff,
I thought I had pissed off one guy, and this is for an incident I had pulled like 8-9 years earlier. And I literally like apologized to him. And he goes, because he had reached out for something. It was like he was having like a birthday gathering or something. And he invited me, and I felt like the same way, like it was going to be like a weird, like pity thing or chastise. Something didn't feel right. And so like I started apologizing for something. He goes, hey, just shut up. He's like, shut the hell up. Forget about that and come hang out. And I'm like, okay. And I did. And like, it kind of like set me straight, like, and got me on the path of him being like, I just miss hanging out with you. We miss you as a whole. There's other people here that miss you. Hang out. And so like, it took a while to snap me out of it, but I 100% know what you're talking about. I know exactly that feeling.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like, goes into like this relationship too a lot. It's like once it goes along a long enough road of not having contact, it's like, well, why would I reach out? Because like, I feel like an idiot. I haven't kept up. Like, why would he want to like talk to me? And we don't know each other. Like, it's kind of stupid or fruitless at this point. Like, why even like do it?
We're both practically dead. Like, it's just like you look at your watch, you're like, there's no time. What are we even talking about?
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, I'm glad we're in it, but it's like, we could have done it like 5 years ago. We had the technology 5 years ago to get
100%.
on video chat and all that,
100%.
but it's like, no,
Yeah.
I've already failed at this relationship. There's no coming back from it.
Yeah. And like my mom and dad would keep asking, like, oh, do you keep up with Matt Jones? And I'm like, what? I don't even know what that means. I'm like, but the best is my easy answer was always like, well,
fantasy football.
We do fantasy football.
Yeah,
I'm like, and he was in it since day one. So like, that's everything, right?
Well, they would ask me too, because like when I moved back here for the first year or so, whenever I had to see your dad, I'd be like, hey, you talk to Jeff much? And I'm like, oh yeah, we talked about dues and football.
Potential trades.
Like, I think we made fun of somebody this week or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, someone made fun of someone and the other person chimed in. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Like, that was the extent of it. But yeah, whenever that would come up, though, it'd feel kind of shitty because I'd be like,
yeah,
I guess not. But I don't know what to do. Even though you know what to do, it's the obvious thing. But I don't know how to. I've never done it.
Right.
I don't know how to do the thing I've never done.
Right. He probably has people reaching out and catching up with him all the time, so he knows how to do this.
Yeah,
he knows how to do this, but I don't want to, so I don't want to reach out and do it poorly and have him judge how he
It is like that.
Yeah, you can convince yourself of anything if you're stuck inside your head, and I've been doing that for 30 years.
All right.
Wow.
Well done. Let's
Hey, I checked out Turnstile.
Oh yeah?
What'd you think? It's
Would you listen again?
I would. I listened to the full first album.
I don't think I've done that. Yeah. I've listened to tracks, just whatever order they go in.
Yeah.
But and it's like some of their songs, like I can't tell if there's like each album is like thematically together. It sounds like they just write songs.
It's a weird. It sounds like
which is a punky way to do it.
It sounds like a band that's confused in like post grunge punk, and they're not sure which way to go because there's still a lot of grunge sound in that album.
Yeah, but you can tell they have some of that like hardcore punk stuff in them that they want to do, like just kind of the aggressive screaming and just the very old school hardcore stuff.
Before we move on, I had to show you there was something else that came with the t-shirt.
Oh yeah. Should we? Dude, coffee and ketchup. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, coffee ketchup. There's a shirt right there.
Yeah.
That's good. Dude, that's good. So you were saying at the beginning, it's like it's usually a reference, and that's it.
Yeah.
Dude, hell yeah.
No words.
Now that's yep.
Just if you know, you know.
One of those. Yeah. Dude, coffee and ketchup, dude. Tight.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good stuff. Is that a birthday present?
It was. Yeah. So yeah, it was for those of you not watching, it's a tumbler,
Yeah.
like a 24-ounce tumbler with two characters, like cartoon characters, think like 50s Disney animation.
Look like from Cuphead or something like
Yeah,
that.
and like
Yeah.
it's a ketchup character, ketchup bottle, like an old-timey diner ketchup bottle. Kind of going like my man, pointing
Finger
to
guns to a
finger
coffee
guns
cup.
to a
Yeah.
coffee cup. So
Yeah. References our first episode. I think we were
Yeah.
trying to come up with merch, which is what you do in your
Yeah.
first episode.
right. But yeah, coffee and ketchup now does have a base.
Damn. All right, let us know. Let us know, Strange Fam.
Yep.
Let us
Log
know if,
on. Let us know if you would want one of these. Not saying that it's going to happen, but we want to gauge. Might be a limited edition thing, collector's item. For those of you that know that the sports trading card world has gotten out of control and cards are extremely valuable, well, guess what? This stuff is going to be too, especially if we.
Yeah, because now the way to do cards is you got to have like a piece of like the field or a piece of a base or like cut off a clip of the net and put it with the card.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for us, I'll cut off a piece of my hair and put it with a tumbler. I'll put it inside there, and then you can enjoy it.
Yeah, I got so many things sitting around the office that I'd be fine with giving. Like maybe I include one of the old days off of my day calendar. Lots of stuff. Yeah, a lot of trash, mostly trash from my office, but it's yours. It's yours if in the collector's edition.
When this episode comes out, it's Memorial Day or the 31st. Tomorrow's Memorial Day observed. What's on that calendar for May 31? What kind of calendar is that you got there?
Oh,
is it motivational? Is it a word of the day?
No, just word of the day I went this year. I do daily calendars because I like them.
I mean, I don't want to spoil your personal enjoyment, but
I'm not going to be working. I'm not. So wait, the 31st or Monday? What do you want?
Let's do the 31st when this episode comes out. So people can have a word of the day.
Word of the day for all y'all. Oh, not a hard one. Delegate. To entrust to another, to appoint as one's representative, to assign responsibility or authority. And then the example is good workplace leaders know which responsibilities to delegate to staff and which to take on themselves. Now,
yes. Example, Matt Jones. Good leaders. Knows what to do for himself. What to take on.
Now Mondays is Larry's and Panades, household gods, personal or household effects. Moving out of her apartment allowed Monique to take an inventory of all the Larrys and Panades she had accumulated during her time living there.
Can you show that on the screen? I don't even know what I'm hearing.
Larrys and Panades. And it gives you the proper pronunciation.
I've never heard that in my life.
Neither
how do you
have
go? How does delegate in there and then that
that's
is
why
Larry's
delegate seemed really easy for this. Because I don't know, man.
Wow. I will probably never use that in my life. Oh. Maybe I will try today. Larry's and Panades, coffee and ketchup.
That's the Larry's
and Larry's and Panades shirt is really going to take off.
Yeah, absolutely. Larry's and Panades, use it in a term. Use it today.
Speaking of fantastic gifts, I know that you've been delivered one from my side.
Yes. Yours is due with
the holiday mail.
With the holiday weekend, it's due Tuesday. So, yep.
So next app we will do an unboxing.
Mine did come, and I literally peeled for half a second. I'm like, oh, nope. It's weird because it came from somewhere else, and it says, to Matt Jones, care of Jeff Warden. So I'm already curious.
Well, I was like, if I just put your name on there, you would have just opened it probably right away. I was like,
maybe, yeah. Yours is not exactly just Matt Jones too. The way it's coming to you. So you will know that you didn't
unboxing.
Order. Yeah.
Unboxing for the next ep.
40th birthday gifts.
Very thoughtful gifts.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's do our random word generator for next week.
The Larry's
Put it somewhere, you'll throw it away.
Larry's, Panades, and Delegate.
Delegate the Panaries and Panades.
Did you say Perry's and Panades?
I think so. I think I used it right.
You didn't. You didn't even use the words right, let alone or say them right.
I used it very delicately.
Nope. No, you're not doing. All right. Well, we'll work on it.
Oops. Well, this is the one.
Yep.
Dine Salon Proof.
Dine Salon.
Dine Salon Proof.
I wonder what the right answer was. For those of you not visually watching, Matt got antsy in the pantsy and clicked right through.
You know what we'll do for next week's? I will pause it during the editing. All right, so pause, and now I'll put it on the screen for next week, and we'll have it.
Oh, we're gonna go back to it. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go back in time for the week after that.
Wow.
Make sure we don't skip.
We are time hopping in our podcast episodes now.
Yep. That'll be very exciting.
What is this? 16 episode?
18. We're legal. Oh man. Hey, in some states we were legal 2 episodes ago.
All right. Relax. We're not on in those states. We've been canceled.
Hey, Dave, turn this off. I got to say something.
Jesus Christ.
All right. We're having fun.
Yeah.
We're having fun.
Yeah.
We're having fun.
In my house I have more TVs and people